One of those where I can say, put tab A into slot B and you're going to get out every time. Okay, how they react is going to dictate what happens to you. When we're on the bottom in guard and we've got a grip, we can start working, right? Plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and work through our phases. With something like this where we're reacting to them, it's going to be a lot more in the moment, if that makes sense. All right? So we've got an option if their weight is back behind us. We've got an option if their weight's forward in front of us. Okay? The third thing I wanted to talk about real quick was, what if we're too late? Does that make sense? So, John, if I can borrow you. Right? I protect myself from the submissions, but John decides he's going to go to the next position. Right? So he's got my arm. Okay, I grab onto my lapel. I've got my arm nice and safe. I've got my top lapel controlled so he can't choke me. So John's going to go to my back, right? So he tucks his foot. He starts sitting to his butt cheek. I need to be aware first of what? Correct. So as he goes to my back, he starts to fall. I need to be aware of that elbow. As long as my head is inside that elbow, he can't armbar me. Okay, if that elbow pops over my head, now I got to deal with it. Yep, and now we're in a race. Okay? So, as long as my head's inside, I'm facing the right way, my arm is safe, he's on my back, but I can protect myself. Okay, come around in front of us, because again, I'm not good at planning things. Ask my wife, she'll tell you. Okay, so he's got the Kimura grip on my arm here, right? But I'm on the correct side as far as defense perspective. What's his next option? If he couldn't get the armbar, what's his next option going to be? Before he switches sides to try to get the bottom arm underneath, he's going to start looking for my other lapel to try and bow and arrow choke me. He's going to grab there. He pulls that bottom arm out to grab my knee. Yep. And he starts getting his head out, right? And I start going to sleep. Okay? So I've got to be aware of that. I'm going to collapse his hands to my body, right? And I'm going to protect him, or protect my collar to make sure he can't get it, right? So he's holding onto his wrist to get to this position. I'm going to grab his top wrist with my hand. Does that make sense? Now, if he tries to open his hands to grab onto my wrist, please stand off the wall, gentlemen. Yeah, you can stand up straight. Thank you. Okay, he tries to grab that. I'm going to control those hands, one with my bottom arm, one with my top arm, so he can't do so. Right? My feet are going to plant on the ground. My head crosses his face, and I'm going to start shrimping out. Looking into him, and again, we're scrambling. Okay? So I'm going to ride the back take, since he's going to the wrong side traditionally. I don't know why I keep using the air quotes. I'm watching too many movies. Right? My head goes to the other side, and I'm going to shrimp right out. Does that make sense? One more time. All right? Did we plan this the right way this time? All right? Sorry. No, you're good. I'll kick you for maybe 2 times. Right? So as he falls down, okay, I'm going to be aware of my attacks. First, the arm bar. I keep those hands safe. Right? He sits down and falls. Right? Takes me over to the other side. I attack that top hand so he can't grab my far lapel. Right? His head is below my head. I can't allow that. So I'm going to drive my head to the ground, plant my feet on the ground, and I start turning into him. Right? My elbow on the ground is going to start going towards our hips. Stretch out. I can block that foot if I need to. And then we're scrambling to get on top. Make sense? Stay safe. First rule, don't die. Second rule, don't get punched in the face. Third rule, get on top and win. Yes? 1, 2, 3.